All right, you made a wonderful Wix website, but you need just a little bit of help perfecting that main menu. My name is Ashley at Wix Made Simple, and in today's video, we are going over all things menus on Wix. We are going to learn how to add and remove items from our menu, how to rearrange them, create submenus, the works. So if you're stuck on your Wix menu, I've got some support for you here in this video. Let's get started. So we are going to be using the Wix Classic Editor, so your editor should look something like this. If you're using a different Wix product, this video may still be helpful, but we're focusing specifically on the Wix editor. So I have a template pulled up, and you can see up in the header section of this website, I have a horizontal menu. Most likely you either had a menu installed on your template or you've added one. This is how people who are visiting our website are going to get around to different pages. The classic menu is going to be tied directly to your pages and menu over here on the left hand side of your toolbar. As you pull up this site pages and menu, pages that are visible on this menu are not grayed out. They don't have this little hidden icon next to them, and then there are also a lot of pages that you can't see on the menu that you will notice have that icon. To add or remove items from your main menu, this classic menu style, you would simply find the page or the section that you want to hide or make visible, and you're going to see the settings for hiding your page in the ellipses here. If your page is visible and you click the ellipses, you'll see hide from menu. When you click that, you'll notice it disappears from the menu. And if you would like to show an element that is currently hidden, all you have to do is click the ellipses and then go ahead and show. If you are wanting to rearrange these, you're going to just be dragging and dropping them to reorder them. So say we wanted the About section after the Clients section on this menu, and we want to pop it over here. We will click on that page and hold our click, drag it and drop it into place, and you'll see that it's going to swap it into the correct order. So the order of the pages on this site menu is directly reflected in the site menu on your site. All right, now let's say we want to add something to this menu up here that is not in our site menu. We can use this blue pill button that says Add Menu Item and choose to add a link to a section, an anchor, or a drop down, as well as add a new page directly from here. So let's create a sub menu or a drop down menu now. I'm going to click this and it's going to allow me to rename it. Now what we have is an element on our main menu called Resources, and I can start to fill that almost like a folder with anything I want to show in the drop down menu, but people won't be able to click Resources as a page. So maybe in the Resources, I want to pull this page called Application. So first I'm going to make sure that this is visible, and then all I have to do is click on it and drag it down into the Resources. And you can tell that it's inside of there because you have a little bracket showing it's underneath. That way when I navigate on this menu and I hover over Resources, I am going to be shown the application underneath it. Now, this is a great example of a problem that people may, like yourselves, may be running into, where your drop-down menu exists, but we definitely don't want it all the way over there. Let's talk about the actual design of our menu. When we click on our menu, we are going to be given several options for what we can do with it. What we want to take a look at really quick first is the menu layout. So I can see what the plan is if I fill my menu to full and there are overflow items. Is it going to wrap those items? Is it going to scroll? And I can toggle between those two if I have a really long menu. I'm also getting to see choices for the spacing and alignment of the items, whether I want them to fill the whole menu or not, how they are aligned, if they're center justified, left justified, right justified, whether they go from right to left or left to right, as well as some padding. If one of the issues that you're having with your menu are just the alignment of it, this layout section is going to be a helpful place for you to look. You can see I'm only looking at the menu layout now. I'm going to click over into Dropdown because that's where we were seeing the problem. It was set to columns, which is, you can see behind that little button why applications showed all the way over there, and just by toggling over to flyout, I can see that it's going to put that menu item where I actually need it. We also get the choice between our drop-down alignment. Are these elements center justified, right justified? So these are settings that often get overlooked because they're a little bit hidden in the actual layout of the menu and not just the design of the menu. Now when I hover over resources, I can see the application is going to be directly below it. Apart from the layout of our menu, we can also look at the design of our menu. And when we're talking about the aesthetics of something in Wix, we're always talking about this little paintbrush icon. When I click into that, that's where I'm going to see details about the fonts, the colors, those type of things in regard to my menu. If we want to just change something about this particular design, what we're going to do is go click this blue customize design button. And if you're wanting to get specific about the fonts, the sizes, that type of thing, what you're going to be looking at is actually the items. So whether they are the menu items or the drop down items, that's where when you click into it, you'll be given options to look at, for instance, the font, and maybe you want them all to be bold, or maybe you want them to be underlined or something like that. You are going to see all of that there. And additional settings that sometimes get overlooked that live in here are what happens when you hover on an item. So that behavior, maybe it gets underlined when you hover, maybe the font changes color completely and gets like lighter or something. You also have the option to look at what happens when you're on the current page. It looks like this one is set to be underlined so that somebody knows where they are, but it could also just be a difference in styling where maybe the color is lighter for the page that you're on, or it gets highlighted or something like that. You can see here that if we hop into preview, I know that I'm on the welcome page because it's lighter. All right, so that is your menu on desktop. Let's hop into the mobile view and take a look there as well. Wix automatically transfers your menu into what's called a hamburger menu when you're on mobile, just to save you space. So if you hop into your mobile view and you do not see your menu, it is either hidden or it is like off of the page. So say this for some reason when you loaded it was, I can't even do it right now, but if it was off the page for some reason, the easiest way to find a hidden element is going to be to go in your toolbar, look at the layers, and you'll usually get an error message if something is wrong. So if your mobile menu icon is like off of the page, you'll be able to resolve it in this little toolbar here. So this is your hamburger menu, and when you click on the icon, you are going to get a couple of options. By clicking edit menu, you'll get to see a preview of what this mobile menu looks like. So no matter what your desktop menu looks like, you'll always switch over to hamburger menu for your mobile view. You can select the mobile menu and then go into the design and get really specific. You can do the same type of thing we did on desktop where you can do big picture layout and adjust sort of how these items behave, how they align themselves, just with the click of a button. So that is a really big picture look at your menu on Wix of just your basic menu. If you are wanting to get really advanced with your menu and perhaps show items on your menu that are not visible or aren't part of this site menu here, what you want to do is take your horizontal menu, click this gear button and go into the settings. You're going to be prompted to set this as an advanced menu. And you can see here that an advanced menu is going to allow you to create unique menus where you can still reorganize things, but you just have a lot more control over what it's displaying. I'm going to go ahead and click set as advanced. It's going to warn me that when I do set this, it is not synced with this kind of left-hand menu and pages over here anymore, but that's a-okay. That's what we want. Go ahead, set it as advanced, and your menu is going to look way different now. So as an advanced menu, only the elements that are within this window here are going to display on your menu. So you're not going to see the full site navigation here. You're only going to see what you have added or taken away from this menu. And it doesn't have to relate to the way that your site is actually structured. So say you wanted to add a link to anything, maybe a document or an outside website or something, you can set that up here and it's going to display in this advanced menu for you. If you do end up setting an advanced menu on your header, you still want to hop over into the mobile view of your site because your kind of preset built-in mobile menu is going to still be pulled from your menus and pages, and you would have to then set this mobile version advanced as well. Alright, so there's a lot that we can do on Wix with our menus, whether we're using the classic menu style that does pull from our pages over here, or setting advanced menus where we can get very specific about what we display and how it's displayed. If you are still stuck on your Wix website and this menu situation is not easy for you, feel free to reach out. I do offer one-on-one live training sessions where we can spend 15 minutes troubleshooting something exactly like this. I do have a link for those sessions in the video description. And if this video was helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for future videos. I love hearing what you guys are working on. So if there's an issue on Wix that you just cannot find a tutorial for, I love to hear those things. Shoot me a comment and I'll get back to you. And thanks for watching.